So after 1 week with the XREAL One Pro, watching movies, working remotely, cloud gaming, even trying it out in public, it's finally time for the full, no fluff, real world review. Let's check it out. Now, if you're expecting some hype or sponsored field read, this ain't it. This is part 3 of the series. Now, we've already did the unboxing in part 1 and the first impressions in part 2. So now let's talk about long-term use, comfort, performance, the good, the bad, and yes, the ugly. Let's get into it. First up, the design. So right out of the box, the XREAL One Pro looks futuristic. It's light, only 87 grams, and for the first hour, honestly, super comfortable. But after that first hour, I definitely start to feel it on my face, on my handsome face, on this face. Not uncomfortably, exactly, but noticeable pressure on the nose and on the ears. Now, the frame also had some flexibility, which helps with the fit. But to be honest, the bending made me kind of nervous. Now, it doesn't feel cheap at all, but it does feel like you need to be careful, which is an illusion, I would assume, at this point. You do get 3 sizes of nose pads, which is great. I had to test a couple, but once dialed in, they stayed put during most of my use. And the built-in Bose speakers, they are crisp, surprisingly immersive, and great for most environments, unless you're in loud public spaces. Then you might have some issues. Let's talk about the display. Now, the visuals, this is where the One Pro truly shines, like the moon, the stars, the sun. Whether you're talking dual 0.55-inch micro OLED displays with 1080p resolution per eye and a 120 refresh rate, all that technical geek stuff that I love. The colors are vibrant, blacks are deep, and the 57-degree field of view is wider than expected. Now, of course, it doesn't compare to my Quest 3, but that's not what this is. Now, it really does feel like you're looking at a huge stadium-like screen at 171 inches in front of your face. Now, how can I measure that? Don't ask. But that's what they say, and I believe it. All right, so brightness peaks around 700 nits, which is perfect for indoors, but, and this is important, outdoor visibility is okay. I'm still trying to get used to what that means to me. And of course, that's going to be subjective, so take it for what it's worth. Overall, though, the display is sharp, fluid, and immersive. Let's talk about the viewing modes. Because the XREAL One Pro gives you real, true flexibility here. With supported devices or using the beam accessory, which of course costs more money, and I don't particularly like that, you do get 4 unique spatial modes. Now, number 1, you get smooth follow, which means the screen gently follows your head as you move. Now, this is great for video. Number 2, body anchor. The screen stays locked relative to your body even as you turn. Number 3, side view. Now, it acts like a floating monitor to your side. Now, this is perfect for multitasking, especially if you're driving. And yes, I did drive with these on. 4, you get the ultra wide, which basically creates a virtual simulation of a large display area. So, having these four options really enhance the experience depending on whether you're working or gaming or watching YouTube, Netflix, or Prime Video. So next up, let's touch on the performance. Now, the One Pro handles everything smooth as butter, from HD video to multitasking apps to casual gaming. USB-C port and smart tracking features are outstanding. And if you get the accessory, the beam, you unlock spatial modes and extend battery life and even improve compatibility with your iPhone and non-USB Type-C devices. Now, if you got an iPhone with USB Type-C, it's going to work, although not as stable from what I've seen thus far. Now, the beam, which is an accessory, is not required, but it definitely enhances the overall experience, and I will be reviewing one when it comes in. So now, what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's talk about real case utility or use. So watching movies, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It's like carrying a private movie theater in your backpack. Productivity. Using it as a second monitor for email, web, or editing is good. In fact, it's kind of great. It is surprisingly effective, especially when working remotely. Although the text, you're going to have to work with that a little bit. I would like to see an improvement in that area as far as the text are concerned, being able to see them on the screen. Gaming. Now, I played Xbox Cloud games and a little GeForce, and the visuals held up perfectly. Just don't expect a full room scale immersion like you would get from a Quest or some other, because you're only working with 3 degrees of freedom versus the 6. And in public, yes, people will notice, but you'll get used to the attention eventually. Now, battery and connectivity. The glasses themselves, of course, don't have a battery. They pull the power from your device or the beam if you're fortunate to have one. The beam gives you about 3.5 hours of runtime plus extra features and spatial control. It connects via USB-C, pairing is fast, and it plugs and plays with most modern devices. Basically, this is just a receiver and your device has to be a transmitter transmitting via USB-C. Still though, there's no true wireless mode, at least not yet. However, the beam is closest to that format. So now let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, or in other words, the pros and the cons. Let's break it down let's break it down. Here are the pros. You have stunning OLED visuals. It is lightweight. You got the 4 spatial modes that enhances versatility. You got great audio from Bose, one of the best in the business. And if you have the accessory like the beam and the eye that's coming here real soon, that's going to take it to another level. Solid support across Android, Stream Deck, Windows, and anything that has a USB Type-C output for media. Now, what about the ugly or the cons? It can get a bit uncomfortable after about an hour. The frame, it feels fragile, but it's firm. It's kind of weird. It almost makes me nervous because I think I'm going to break it. Visibility outdoors is limited. No real wireless setup. The sound could be louder, especially in louder situations. And the real ugly is this is probably the most fingerprint magnet that I have ever seen in my entire life. But that's not a deal breaker for me. So, is the XREAL One Pro really worth the $599 smackaroonies that you gotta pay for this bad boy? Well, here's the case. If you're looking for a fully immersive VR headset, no, that's not what this is. But if you want a sleek, high quality wearable display for movies, multitasking, light gaming, and travel, then yes, it is one of the best in class. At $599, and it is a serious upgrade from earlier AI glasses and at a strong entry point for mixed reality tech. Now, I've used it almost daily for a week, and I am genuinely impressed. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Are there some things that I want to change? Absolutely. I would love to see that FO view go something similar to what I would get from this. But we're still at the early stages and that's not happening yet. So for now, I can deal with that. That's it for part 3 of this review series. Let me know in the comment section. Would you use this for work? Would you use it for movies or maybe for gaming on the go? I would really like to know. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget, help a tech brother out. Give me a like, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're gonna like that one right there or right there. It's not down there.